Hello. Yes. Really, yes. You're looking at a review for an Atari 5200 game where I'm using a somewhat unpopular PC controller by Capcom. An eBay seller created a custom card for the buyer. Yes, that's me. To manage for gameplay with some PC controllers. Many PC gamers have played with keyboards and mouses for the Xbox One. There's been controller converters for the Nintendo Wii and PS4. So I feel that this review should give some light on a gamer's motor skills of intellect and fascination regarding the Atari 5200 console and supposed modifications made by die-hard Atari fans. Maybe I'll show the converter later, but right now I'm playing Dig Dug on the Atari 5200 console with Capcom's controller designed for 90s PC gaming rather than Atari 5200 gaming. Let me clarify a possible mistaken notion. The Atari 5200 console has a strong but small library of Atari 5200 games. This controller is called the PC Fighter 6 controller and was designed by Capcom for the PC gamer genre in connection to the Mega Man series and the Street Fighter series. Do I think the controller is great? Well, it's too early for it to be great yet. But I can say the PC Fighter 6 controller is cheap, flimsy, and extremely accurate. Dig Dug is an Atari game in this case. It's about underground monsters who transform into ghostly forms when searching through the dirt for a strange soil miner. Challenge gets very intense here. I've gone beyond the course for 3 tall, huge red flowers. Each tall, huge red flower indicates that the player has completed more than several courses at varying difficulty. Unlimited continues may be allowed. Of course, by going on and on with the program for a practically infinite time under no formal watch, Dig Dug goes from being an arcade game to a sit-at-home, somewhat homemade experience. Keep in mind that there were Atari 5200 controller joystick build kits that you could buy from plenty of places, including perhaps some strange Radio Shack somewhere, or something related to the Intellivision 3, which was very obscure and almost unknown to some programmers. Dig Dug. Pardon my speech. This is not really how I talk. I'm just acting. I'm voice acting. Of course, by going on and on with the program for a practically infinite time under no formal watch, Dig Dug goes from being an arcade game to a sit-at-home. Atari 5200 joysticks, or the original Atari 5200 joysticks, do involve some pain in the process of gaming with one hand. One hand. You cannot do both. You have to do one. You cannot do both. It's like a horse's whip. And the hand needed for holding the joystick's bottom base, and it feels rather good for a change to play with a simple PC controller that's not only economical, but keeps my fingers intact for some extraordinary gameplay, and I prefer the Atari 5200 joysticks in terms of manipulative purpose of playing an old classic from the button mashing arcade. You know, it's kind of like a rattling machine thing. You know, it's like you go to provoking the vanguard and go like that. That is intelligence, sort of by Mattel, and something with Chuck E. Cheese. Keep that in mind. Yes. The first version I played of Dig Dug in my childhood was on the Nintendo 64. Fairly good. Nintendo 64 controllers, or Nintendo's original controllers for the Nintendo 64, are more fit in ergonomics than the PC Fighter 6 controller due to grasp, holding, and complicated buttoning of functions. Still, I loved playing Dig Dug with this PC controller. Notice how I point at this even when I do not mean this. That's how I create my own creative intelligence here. Anyways, the grasp for this PC Fighter 6 controller isn't as good as that's for the Atari Jaguar controller, which I can't use for the Atari 5200 console. No. It's far too big, and Arcade really wants you to be on the knob of the joystick. But it's short, quick, and easy to handle with a healthy amount of pleasure in return for sweet gaming. Unless, somehow, you may be one of those creepy dragon sorts patrolling the bubbling balloon butts down the hall case to a missing miner's girth bomb. Take care and have a good time dig dugging. Adios.